Hey everybody, Tommy here. I just did my winterization on my 2020 Classic, so I thought I'd show you guys what the steps were. Maybe it'll help somebody out, make it a little bit quicker and easier. It took me about 30 minutes or so once I had all the different equipment and stuff. So here's what I did. First off, the things that I needed for equipment were RV Antifreeze. Stuff is $2 a gallon, $2.50 a gallon. A rag for cleanup, flashlight, pair of gloves, a bucket to keep things from spilling, and then you also need a blowout plug like this. I actually bought a different one, which was metal right there, and that goes to the compressor that I bought. I would recommend you buy a bigger one. I just bought a cheap one. It was my first one, and the thing was not very effective. So anyway, after you do that, then next step after you have your equipment is you want to get your van level as possible. So I just raised my front. If you can't get it totally level or you don't have any blocks, it's better to have the rear slightly lower if you have the option. And then from there, if you've got orientated, then you know where your city water and your fresh water are. Then you want to remove the two kitchen drawers, the bottom one and the one above the bottom one, so you can access the low point access points. And then where those are, let me just show you real quick. One is right in front of the GrooveLounge in there, and then the other two are down in here, right there in the kitchen. And so after you open up, you want to open up those low points to start to drain the water out of the fresh water tank. You also want to come into here, freshwater cabinet, and there's a dump in there that goes vertical to drain all your fresh water. So you've got your freshwater tank open, you get your 3 low points open. Then from there you want to come to your freshwater connection, remove this little screen with your finger, it's pretty easy, and then depress it in for about 10 seconds and water will stream out. There's a vertical tube in there that empties out, so that would be empty. And then from there you want to do the low point blowout. Use the city water connection, set your PSI. I did mine to 35. I think it says anything below 40 works. Blow that out with only one low point valve open at a time. So I got the most water out of the one below the GrooveLounge, so I would open that one up, close the tube at the kitchen sink, and then run the compressor, and you'll see water dripping out of the bottom of the van. I had to do mine probably 4 or 5 times until I got all the water out, and from the GrooveLounge, and then I had to do it twice for the ones in the kitchen. They were pretty they just didn't keep coming out. And then after that, there's another filter you want to change, basically located right inside here. There's a water pump, and then there's a filter connected to it. It's in the instruction manual. It's another thing that you definitely need. And empty that filter. I had just a small amount of stuff in there, rinsed it in the kitchen sink, put that back on there. So blow those out, blow that out, and then you'll be taking the siphon tube that's tucked away inside your cabinet, and there's a white valve in there that normally points towards the rear of the van. You want to rotate it 90 degrees towards you, so it'll point towards the passenger side of the van, and that puts it into kind of like siphon mode. And then take one of these jugs, stick it in there, stick your siphon tube into the jug so that it's now drawing from there instead of the fresh water tank. And then what you're going to do is run through each of the 3 water devices, which are your kitchen sink, the halo shower, and then the rear shower. And you want to turn your water pump on and then open up the sink. It'll spit some air probably, and then some clear water. And once it's running solid pink with antifreeze, then you're done with that one. Then go to hot, then you're done with the sink, then do it at the shower, do it with the rear shower. And then lastly, you want to do your P-traps. So in the kitchen sink, I poured, I think it said like a ½ gallon in there, then ran the macerator for 10 seconds, and then poured in about another quart on top. So you have a little bit of antifreeze kind of within the sink and the P-trap. And then I poured about another cup into the shower drain. And then I did one final drain of my gray water tank into a bucket. And then I just went back through and made sure all my valves were closed, put the siphon valve back facing towards the van, made sure all the low point valves were closed back up. And I think that's it for the valves. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully that helps somebody figure out what to do. If you got questions, send me a message or something. Thanks, bye.